You have found yourself on another episode of Locked on Bulls. On today's episode, me and Pat are going to discuss and ask the question, do wins actually hurt the Chicago Bulls' future? We'll explain that more once we get into that topic. Torrey Craig also has been upgraded now to doubtful, which doesn't sound like much of an upgrade, but it actually is one. And can the Bulls take advantage tonight against a shorthanded Utah Jazz team? We're going to get to all that and more on today's Locked on Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat the Designer, host and creator of the Windy City Breeze, and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears Central, and today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Today, make every moment more right now. New customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. Visit FanDuel.com/locked on to get started. You know, like your brain kind of restarts in the middle of a sentence sometimes. That's definitely what happened.
I think I just like restarted my life, bro. When I did that last John like that, I just cracked the mess out of my neck, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I might need to find a new intro you did, because as I creep closer to 30, bro, stuff just cracking to scare the mess out of shit.
Hey, bro, listen, that was, West Coast trips do things to people. We were up to like 2 o'clock in the morning. And not even that we were just talking, shooting the crap after the game. No,
that's when the episode
that's just when the episode stopped. It was a long night. But with that said, Pat, man, it's crazy, man. We want to talk about this. We all celebrated the win against the Sacramento Kings. Love to see the Bulls, the way that they performed in that game, and especially down the stretch. Kobe, DeMar, big wins. But want to talk about it from a different angle, right? For those that are hoping for change this offseason, do wins like last night actually hurt the chance that the Bulls actually make some serious changes and increase the chances that they are going to just run it back again if the Bulls over the stretch, the final 20 games now of the season, we face a lot of playoff teams and teams above 500. So that question is there. I actually saw some discourse on that as well as in social media. Bulls fans discourse on social media? No, don't say, or you don't say, Batman. But Pat, how do you feel about that thought process that our wins right now at this point in the season? While we love to see the team win, we're never going to root for the team to lose, but does it actually hurt the chances that serious change does happen for this Bulls roster?
I think there's a difference between wins like last night and wins like the Cleveland win. The Cleveland win was a bad win. You should have won that game in the regular time and had not have to go to double overtime, because y'all rebounded them by 35 plus. But I think games like last night don't hurt the future of the team, don't change the trajectory of the team because of the players, I should say, that ended up being a big part of that, right? When you talk about Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu being the catalyst of what gets you a big win like that, being a really big focal point, especially in that fourth quarter of what gets you a big win like that, that's something that you hope is going to continue. Like, that is the part of the continuity that you want to happen. Now, DeMar DeRozan, with what he chipped in, maybe you look at that and say, like, that's not going to be there. But I don't think that wins like last night change anything that Bulls fans are hoping the future brings, because you hope to add to a young core that is a part of those two in Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu. And the fact that we saw them, Ayo, be locked in defensively after getting switched on to multiple assignments, being able to knock down some big three-pointers at the end of that game, Kobe White being able to go absolutely ballistic. I think that last night's actually a win that probably is more of a feather in the cap of, it's a good thing we waited on these guys to wake up and give them the opportunity.
And here's the thing that not that I disagree with anything that you said again, but for the nature of the conversation, though, those 19 points by DeMar DeRozan, considering DeMar is a free agent, that, again, looking at it from AK's scope, right?
Yeah.
Is that what if it's this, hey, Kobe and Io, great. Io in the first quarter really helped carry the Bulls. Kobe White came on in the second quarter throughout the game, but we still needed that veteran piece. And DeMar DeRozan, 19 points in the fourth quarter to kind of bring it all home. Does AK then in a contract dispute with DeMar DeRozan say, hey, we kind of need DeMar to kind of still hold this all together for another couple years while we see if Io and Kobe are ready to go. That's kind of the concern there, right? And then for already the Bulls are in a situation, right, that if they let their free agents walk away, Andre Drummond, DeMar DeRozan, like we are so close to the cap that even in bringing back Patrick Williams, unless we trade Zach LaVine and find a way to get rid of Lonzo Ball's contract, it's going to be difficult to replace those players. So I guess the concern just is that AK, to keep us competitive, is going to say we need to make sure we keep these pieces around.
I think what's tough about that is, right, wasn't he going to do that anyway? Like that's the part. Like they're in a contract
rebuttal.
Right, they're in a contract dispute with DeMar DeRozan because they're trying to work out a contract with DeMar DeRozan. Yeah. It's not because they want to get rid of him, right? And so I think that that's a scenario. And excuse me, it's like I said last night. If we get that DeMar DeRozan, that's okay. If we get that version of DeMar DeRozan where he's the, hey, listen, first half, DeMar basically didn't exist on the court. Then in the third quarter,
in a good way, because most of his buckets were getting at the free throw line, right? So it's like, yeah.
But that's what I mean, right? Like he wasn't overwhelming the offense early on. He wasn't being the focal point of the offense. Kobe White started getting himself going kind of in that second quarter. Yeah. Ayo Dosunmu had the early shots that were falling, right? Like I feel like the Bulls offense was working in the first half. And then when the Bulls offense kind of, right, you get that big 22-point lead that grows, guess what? I need somebody that's a pure bucket that's been doing this for years, that just knows that no matter what, he's going to be able to get us back in the game. Oh, we got DeMar DeRozan for that, right? Like if you get that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? We got Javon Carter for that. What are you talking about?
You son of a... You low down skeezer. Dog, ain't no way. Javon Carter, bro. Hey.
Oh man,
a human pump fake, bro. I've never seen. I thought DeMar DeRozan was the human pump fake, bro. But seeing somebody just like DeMar DeRozan pump fakes end in a shot attempt.
Yeah,
or Javon Carter's pump fakes just end in pump fakes. Like that's how.
And first of all, once I found out that Javon isn't even actually his first name is Leroy. He looks like a Leroy.
He looked like a Leroy Carter.
Yeah.
Rap didn't work out for him, so he decided basketball. But no, I'm just saying, though, like Leroy, and it's Leroy. It's not Leroy. It's Leroy.
Yeah, it's Leroy,
Carter.
But still,
Leroy Carter. He can fix a heck of a carburetor, bro. Leroy Carter. He looked like, that's so perfect, bro. Tell me he don't look like he got a all one color jumpsuit at the crib and a cigarette that just hang on the lip.
Facts. And he's bald on top of that. Absolutely.
You got to get that carburetor fit right there. You get that carburetor fit right there, you be right on the road. But I had a 96
Hey, bro,
and
like listen. He get those tires rotated in 15 minutes flat. That's it. Go make you some coffee. He
the type of dude that if he see a woman that look good drive by in a car, he go, ooh.
He definitely one of those dudes is like, hey, man, listen, you tell your auntie Leroy said what's up. She knows Leroy Carter. She remembers we went to Oakwood together. Y'all make sure you tell her. Now you tell her I said that. All right. Now I got you, boy. Tell her Leroy said hi. Yeah, that's definitely. He
definitely gets out the car leg first. Like just throws that one straight up in the air. Yeah. Foul. Knees out. Hayes with the knees out.
How did we get here? I have no idea.
How did we get here? I don't even know the point I was making about. It was something about them. How you need a savvy vet that can knock down the tough buckets when you need them to. I mean, realistically, I wouldn't mind bringing DeMar back in on a. I don't know if it's going to be a team friendly deal, but somewhere in the middle.
That's the concern, right?
Yeah, like listen, you can't bring him back on 40 mil out here.
And see that, and that's the problem, is because it's like if they were far apart on both years and money. To me, that means that the Bulls came and said, "Hey, we love what you've been able to do for the team. We need a little bit more, some cap relief here. We got you for about 15 to 18 million." And DeMar DeRozan said, "More." and just left it. He just played the Kobe commercial.
More money. I get because here's the thing. If P. Will was who P. Will was, we also have to take into account the modern CBA and all that. If P. Will was who we thought P. Will was going to be this year, me and you were both pretty confident he's getting $20 million a year. So you got to think DeMar's getting a good chunk more than that. So 90 over 3, is that crazy to ask for DeMar?
Yes. For a team that's fighting for the 9th seed.
You said, well, listen, I'm just saying, like, if we're saying that Patrick Williams can get 20 and we basically look at his game and go, ugh. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan has to get more money than that.
Like, I get it, and DeMar's been great, but a slide is coming. And it's just like, do you want to be stuck paying DeMar DeRozan 25 points per game, who's not going to shoot threes, who's literally, like, as DeMar ages, he becomes more and more like Javon Carter. I'm just playing. That's disrespectful.
That's so disrespectful, right? That's so disrespectful, bro.
Now, that was disrespect.
I don't think we play like Javon Carter.
Oh, no, bro, not at all. Like I told you, bro, like you put Coda or Loki out there. Our two Akitas are definitely better basketball players than Javon Carter is.
Air thud. That's what Javon Carter is.
That's hilarious. But all right, let us know what you guys feel.
Frying session, bro. Like every time, it's always one player that's just the ire of our hate, bro. Like
every single year, bro. It's one of them. Bro. It's Javon Carter, bro. And keep in mind, he's the one that got the long-term guarantee. He has a player option in the third year. The Bulls don't even have an option on that third year. It's him who controls that.
Hey, bro. The second he pump faked that first shot, we both went.
Yeah. Oh man, that's hilarious. Next up, we're going to be talking about Torrey Craig, who apparently has made a step up in his recovery. He's been upgraded to doubtful after initially being expected to not come back until about a week left in the season. We'll be talking about that here. But next up, this next segment is brought to us by BetterHelp. Sometimes we all need the opportunity to get something off our chest, big or small. Some things can really start to get to you, like Javon Carter's pump faking. It's important to let that out, especially to someone who's unbiased on your life. So today, I want to say how I really feel about something. You might even be thinking about the same thing this week. Dang.
You okay?
Man, no, I'm good. No,
you need better help?
I need better help. Therapy can be different for everyone. Most of us have bigger problems than our favorite sports team, and it's important to get things off your chest every once in a while. Listen, Bulls fans, we all need a little bit of therapy from time to time. As it stands right now, the Bulls have caused us all some extreme mental health. I know it says we need to get some things off our chest other than our sports team, but nothing is worse than the bipolar Chicago Bulls. So if you've been dealing with a little bit of stress, if Javon Carter has caused you mental stress itself, you can let me start with that one. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be flexible and suited to your schedule. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnNBA. All right, Pat, despite the stress that Javon Carter has caused our lives, because me and Pat really thought this guy was going to come help the team, man. That's crazy.
We said he could be a starter, bro.
That's...
Hey, I texted Kid the other day. I was like, never have you been right about a take so matter-of-factly, and it become true. Like, he told me, he said, bro, I don't think Javon Carter can play. And I was like, what you mean, bro? He coming off solid defense and he knocking down the three ball. He's like, well, if you don't get them 2 3-pointers a game, the fuck up out of here.
That's hilarious, man. But the player that we did sign this past offseason that has helped when he's been able to be on the court, the bigger question is when he was going to get back on the court, is Torrey Craig. He's been upgraded now to doubtful. And Billy Donovan said before last game that there is a chance that he could rejoin the team on this 4-game road trip. We'll see if that ends up happening. But what do you think about Javon Carter? What do you think about Torrey Craig being ahead of schedule right now in his recovery?
I'm actually surprised. I mean, like how they were talking about Torrey Craig, I thought it was like he was done for the year. Like that's pretty much how the conversation was going around Torrey Craig. But I think what's tough is, right, if you're able to get him back on this road trip, what kind of player are you getting? Are you getting back right away? How many minutes are you going to get? And here's the big thing: who loses minutes? Like, we know who it should
Javon
be,
Carter.
but who actually does lose the minute. Now, that's who it should be.
Yeah.
But, like, he's not going to lose the minutes. He's got 15 guaranteed minutes because of his contract, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, there's no other reason to play Javon Carter. He's not good. But, like, who do you who do you sit down? Because I think you've seen some interesting things from Batum. Do you want to slow that down? Not to say it's all been amazing, right? But he's been somebody who, when the ball is in his hands and he's open, I'm gonna tell you this: I was surprised how quickly they were closing out on him.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like, yo,
yeah.
They're respecting his 3-point shot, and then you've with the every time Julian Phillips steps on the court, impact. Right. So who's the person that's going to lose minutes because of Torrey Craig coming back? I would assume you're probably thinking Julian Phillips in that situation. So that's the part that's tough. That's the part that sucks, especially because of Javon Carter. But, like I just think that it's good to see him possibly being able to come back on this road trip. Casey Johnson talked about how, Billy Donovan said the other day that he feels like it's not out of the question that he can come back on this road trip. And so it'll be that would be a big step in the right direction size-wise for the Chicago Bulls moving forward. And I think that's the best impact we can get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the games that we have played, like a little bit of size out there could have helped the Bulls. And even if Torrey Craig does come back, which Billy Donovan has already said, when he does, he will be on a minutes restriction. I'll tell you what, 8 to 10 minutes of Torrey Craig playing for the Chicago Bulls over a player like Javon Carter does matter. Now, I agree with you. Javon Carter is going to get his minutes. Unfortunately, that's just some of the politics of professional sports. You pay somebody $6 million. You're going to keep trying to give them an opportunity to come out of the slump. And that's an aspect I didn't think about either, because like now who you're going to sit down? Dalen Terry's already been the casualty here, and he was starting to play pretty well, right? So, I mean, that's something we got to look at Billy Donovan for, man.
Yeah, and that's the scary part as well. Just looking at how Billy's going to bring him back into the rotation, and how's he going to utilize him? And here's the part that sucks to me: is this going to be Torrey Craig coming back as the 4? Is he going to try and keep this small ball lineup going and go some small 5 out here? Like, y'all know I'm so sick of small ball with the Chicago Bulls. It makes me sick at this point, just because we won't have the players to run it, basically. But the one thing that Torrey Craig does bring back to the floor, an ability to stretch the floor, a ability to knock down the 3, a guy who's very aggressive on the boards. Like, those are things that we've been missing here, and that we've kind of been looking for from a veteran sense. Now, good to see Batum be able to come in and kind of give you some of that. Good to see Phillips be able to come in and kind of give you some of that. But getting Torrey Craig back and getting him back to the point where he's comfortable on the court again, because he kind of got back to that point where he was comfortable, and then he had the knee issue after lifting weights over the All-Star break. Like, those are the things to me that the setbacks that always keep you behind the 8 ball, where you're like, all right, I'm back, I'm ready to go. I tweaked something. Yeah, I mean, like, so hopefully he's able to kind of get himself back ready and stay on the court this time.
We'll see, man. Let's hope that's the case when it comes down to Torrey Craig. Now, even before Torrey comes back, how have you felt about how Billy Donovan has managed the rotations as we finish out this segment? Like, considering the Bulls do have a severe lack of size right now with Patrick Williams and Torrey Craig being out, how do you feel like he's with using Ernolop, with using Julian? Like, how have you felt about Billy Donovan's rotations out there?
I haven't been upset about them. I haven't hated them. I think that the one that we hate is the one that we've joked about this entire show. But outside of that, I mean, even he's come in defensively and had some level of impact. I think you even can look at, I don't know why we've removed Dalen completely from the rotation. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the only thing that for some reason, Billy Donovan's like, whoa. Young guy playing well, you sit down, sir. We're not doing any of that. We don't want to have to pay you in a couple of years. Like, I just don't. That's the one part about this whole process that I don't understand, but I also get, right, that there's some things that are the politics of basketball, right? Like, that guy makes $10 million. So guess what? You did absolutely nothing wrong. You've done absolutely everything right. And we're going to play him because we paid him to go out there and play. So I'm not going to waste my $10 million. Like, unfortunately, that's kind of what it comes down to at a certain point. And it takes a special kind of coach to kind of stand up to the office and owners and stuff like that and be like, F how much money y'all paid him. Right? Like it takes Spoelstra. Like he's the only person I've ever really seen do it. Where it's like, hey, we brought in Victor Oladipo for how much? It's like, yeah, he can't get on my court, bro.
We're not doing it. We're not doing that. It's crazy that we're paying 2-point guards to not really play basketball, and Lonzo Ball and Javon Carter. At least Lonzo actually has an injury.
All right, guys. Javon slander.
I said what I said.
Hey, man. Well, listen, clearly Haize is not going in on FanDuel with Javon Carter, but you can, if you want to take that risk, get buckets with your first bet over on FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, because right now new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. Bet on all your favorite players and teams with quick bets, live same game parlays, exclusive props, and more. All you got to do is visit FanDuel.com/locked-on and shoot your shot. That's FanDuel, official sports partner of the NFL or NBA. I'm sorry, wrong team, wrong sport. Oh, my bad.
I tell you what, like y'all see how Pat the Designer. I gotta call my brother out. He started off as a Bulls content creator. He gets the job for ESPN, and now he's just a Bears guy. It's crazy, bro.
Hey, listen.
Anytime somebody's like, yeah, Pat the Designer, the Bears podcast, I'm like, hey, y'all listen. Me and Pat was shooting in the gym, bro. You gotta put some respect on my guy's name. He started off as a Bulls content creator.
Hey, man, sometimes you hand certain things off to other people. And sometimes you got to take the ball back. We'll see, man. I might be back in these streets real soon. You know what I mean? Sometimes you let other people shoot. Sometimes you got to take that ball back now.
All right, MJ.
Try to be teammate.
So the Bulls face off against the Utah Jazz today. Well, some semblance of the Utah Jazz, because everybody's out, Pat. Everybody's out, bro. Like they literally looked at that and said, you know what? You get a rest. Larry Markkinen, amongst other players, I don't know how, but Larry Markkinen, Walker Kessler, Taylor Hendricks, all out tomorrow against the Chicago Bulls.
You know who's gonna cook?
Colin Sexton.
You know who's gonna cook, dog. Come on now. You know you about to see that young bull out there. Ain't that his nickname? Young Bull.
Young Bull.
Yeah, you about to see that boy out there, bro, hooping. Telling you this right now. He's on his Mitchell return tour.
That's still one of your worst takes ever, bro. I love you.
Here's the thing. Percentages were speaking in my favor, but then like he got hurt and did not come back the same guy at all. Like, what was he? He was like 25 points a game before he left. Before he got hurt.
His last year in Cleveland, he was 16 points per game, but the year before that, yeah, he was 24 points.
What happened? Didn't he get hurt that year too? Like they both got hurt, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the year.
That's how they ended up getting Evan Mobley.
Season.
Yeah. That's how they end up getting Evan Mobley. Him and Darius Garland end up going down that year. But no, I'm just saying, bro. He got game, bro. Come on now.
I mean, yeah, Colin Sexton could play, but he's not Donovan Mitchell.
His Mitchell tour is coming,
bro. You literally with a straight face said, "Yeah, Colin Sexton and Donovan
I said he's great value, Donovan Mitchell. He's great value."
No, that was after a rebuff there, bro. You initially was like, yeah, they're the same player. I'm like, what are we talking about here?
Hey, I said that on Locked On NBA too, and I stand by it. But it's good. Hey, that's gonna be one of them. Like if you stood with Kobe White the whole time, like that's one of them. Like you just reaping the benefits now, watching Kobe get 37.
Bro, it's gonna be one day, just randomly, somebody's gonna pull that clip and it's gonna be on social media. It's gonna blow up. They're gonna be like, hey, this Pat the Designer guy. No wonder he switched to the Bears.
No wonder he's talking now. This guy knew nothing about the NBA. Dog, tonight's game is going to be interesting because it's like it's are the Bulls going to play down to their competition?
Yes,
that's kind
don't ask the question. Yes,
like it's you go out and you beat one of the toughest teams in the Western Conference in the Sacramento Kings. Not defensively, they're not that tough, but offensively, right? You're able to slow them down, and I would not be surprised if we go into tomorrow's game and we talk about coming out of the game. Colin Sexton having a 35-point game with 11 assists and 6 rebounds. And I'm gonna just be sitting here, just be like, because that's how the Bulls play. We lost to Detroit. We beat Cleveland. We beat Sacramento. Make it make sense, dog.
Bro, no, and you're worried about Colin Sexton. To me, it's going to be Jordan Clarkson and John Collins for some reason. They go off on the Chicago Bulls.
You know what? Jordan Clarkson's fall off has been kind of sad.
Bro, it's been crazy, bro.
It's all been tied to him being in the starting lineup, and I don't like that. It's like, put this man back on the bench, bro.
Well, it's not even, it started off that, but he's only started 19 games this season. So they figured it out, and he still hasn't been able to get his groove back, bro.
Yeah, he been pretty bad. Well, he cooked. Well, it was the Wizards, but he cooked the other day. But yeah, it was the Wizards. Hey, bro, I hate the fact that I Google Jordan Clarkson's name, and this man's only picture is just him with no shirt on. Like, what's happening here? Jesus, Jordan, like,
bro, that got to be something in your algorithm. Let me.
No, like that's his third. You know, like they give you the 3 pictures on Google. Like this man looked like he auditioned for a Lloyd.
Wow, that
here,
is
dog.
definitely looks like a Lloyd cover album cover.
Like,
that's crazy.
Like I came for the basketball stats and got shirtless Jordan Clarkson. I was not looking for that, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm not. You had to double check it just to make sure.
I had to make sure it wasn't just your album because I was going. Oh, I had mad questions if it was, bro. We was gonna have to have a different conversation.
Hey, we know crazy. We know a little bit about people's algorithms being affected out here. The Locked On algorithm was crazy when me and Haize took over, bro.
Listen, me and Pat took over Locked On Bulls and went to the YouTube searches, and we were just shocked by what happened. No shit.
So many questions. We'll never sell y'all what
Brazilian volleyball players is crazy, bro. Like,
and look, and then all you can say is, and it gets worse. Hey, that's all you can say after that. And it gets worse.
Oh, man, that's so funny.
But no, I mean, honest assessment of this game. It's a game the Bulls should be able to go in there and win. It's a game that you should see if Kobe White is truly back. You should see Kobe White do nothing but attack the entire game because Colin Sexton defensively and Jordan Clarkson defensively are, basically not going to play defense. So I think that this is a game that the Bulls really should be able to take away from the Jazz and have a 2-2 road trip coming out of this. Like we probably would have killed for that heading into this with how the team was playing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, like you said, with the Bulls, the biggest concern is not playing down to your level of competition. I don't care who's out there or not out there for the Utah Jazz. Come in there and take care of business. That's it, man. Come in there and take care of business. Play the brand of defense that we see so often in half or third quarters and fourth quarters for the Chicago Bulls. Like, just play that defense for the whole entire game. Just do that.
Yeah, and I think that's the part that sucks the most. Is it's just like I don't know if it's a lack of. I don't even think you can say a lack because I think you've seen some of the guys who have been asked to step up actually step up. But I was going to say, I don't know if it's a lack of depth and that like these guys are just gassed. I get it. Kobe's playing a ton of minutes. DeMar's playing a ton of minutes. Like these guys are Billy's out here.
They're literally number one and number two in minutes played.
Billy Thibodeau in this mug, bro. Like I'm not even like there's no other way to say it right now. But outside of that, like everybody has stepped up in a way that you've wanted them to step up. And so I don't know why like the defense just falls off in moments. Like off a precipitous clip, and then it just like climbs right back up in the last 2 minutes of game. Shout out to Ross Pins for dropping that tweet the other day.
I'm listen, and one thing about this Utah Jazz team, the fact that they got Chris Dunn averaging 18 minutes per game, and Chris Dunn still averaging over his steal per game. Like it's Chris Dunn just had his career not went the way, he definitely could have been top 20 in the league in steals per game just by the nature of how many steals he gets,
bro. But yeah, probably, bro. I mean, like against the Spurs, he had 4 steals.
That's crazy.
He's kind of ridiculously good at that. Like nothing else panned out for him. Remember, that's so sad when you think about it. Remember what he was supposed to be coming out of college, bro? Like,
no, you remember when the first year we traded for him, right? That he had like a 9-game stretch before he fell down and broke his face, where it literally looked like, oh no, he is going to be the point guard of the future. And then he broke his face
when Jeff Tanaka
and nothing ever was the same.
Bro, that man Jeff Tanaka, like he geriatric walked out there, bro. That's how slow he got out to Chris Dunn's bleeding face on the court at the UC, bro. He was like, I thought the colors was red. I didn't think it was bleeding. I thought it was just reflecting off his dark face. Like Like, why were you moving so slow? I don't know, man. I'm so glad we fired that dude, bro.
Yeah, I mean, now he's teaching people in college. So there you go. There.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad doctors coming out. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page, man. Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat TheDesigner. Bulls content coming back on the breeze. Stay tuned.
You guys can follow me at CEO Haize. And thank you guys. And remind you that Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube. For Pat TheDesigner, I'm Haize. It's Locked On Bulls, and we out here. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
So you get in a car accident, and Jeff Tanaka's your surgeon. How you feeling about that?
You're dead. You're dead. Yeah, you're dead. Call it.